Hello, Regis. How are you, my friend?
Oh, good, bro. What's going on?
Nothing much. It's good to have you here. I really appreciate it. This is a massive deal for you, and a lot has happened to get you to this spot. Of course, you are a very proud native of Louisiana, and you signed with Matchroom, and Matchroom delivered this date and this location. And I'm wondering,
Yeah.
did they give you this opportunity to fight at Smoothie King? Like, was that part of the reason why you ended up signing with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, or did this come after you had agreed to go with them?
No, man, this came before. No, I sat with so the thing was I said Eddie came, he flew to Houston. Now it was about 7 weeks ago, and he was like, listen, like, and this was before I even signed with him. He flew to Houston right before the Canelo fight. And that Monday we had dinner, and he was like, listen, we're gonna fight Smoothie King June 17th at Smoothie King. And this was before I even signed with him already,
Wow.
so he had this already planned out. Everything was already set in stone before I didn't even sign the papers yet. I was still, and really I was still on the wall between. I didn't know which way I was gonna go, but he had this planned out, and it happened like this, and it happened perfect timing.
That is a shrewd mofo right there, right? He has that like ace
Yeah,
that he know you have a New Orleans tattoo on your chest. Like, I mean, you are as New Orleans as it gets. For him to deliver that, that probably put you over the edge, right?
yeah. I mean, well, the both companies said that, but then he already had it. I mean, it was already 7 weeks out when he said that. It was like I said, that was the same week as the Canelo fight. That was Monday. Canelo fought on Saturday, so he was like, yeah. June 17th, Smoothie King Center. If you sign with us, we have that already for you. It was like, all right, I guess that's where I'm gonna go.
Was that your first time meeting Eddie?
No, no, I met Eddie a bunch of times before. I actually we with the whole Josh Taylor thing, he was the promoter for that.
Okay, so I'm just wondering, like, meeting him and speaking to him, and because some people in America don't like him, they think he's too brash, or he's coming in, he's kind of screwing things up and all that. Oh, you're the British guy, you need to stay over there. Did you ever feel that way about him, and did you change your mind over time?
No, I never felt that way about him. Honestly, like I met him a few times before. Like I said, the first time was with the Josh Taylor thing. Then after that, I was supposed to fight Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker was signed with him at the time, and then that whole thing fell apart because of COVID. And then we met in San Antonio. Once he heard I was like about to become a free agent, we met. We talked briefly, and then after that, the last time we met was, well, not the last time. Then we met in Houston, and then of course we met in we was in Guadalajara together.
So you became a free agent, and you kind of did this all on your own, right? No manager, no one guiding you. You were the one meeting people. Why did you go solo in this endeavor?
I rather just talk to the source myself. When you have like the middleman, you have people in between. They tend to like I won't say screw things up. I don't want to say that, but they tend to have their own agendas. Like, say if you have a manager and they might try to persuade you a certain way. So for me, I rather meet with the people myself. I went to Vegas. I met with Top Rank myself. I sat in the office, just me and my assistant. And same thing with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn came to Houston and we met and we talked ourselves. So I rather do that myself because I'm at an age now. I do want to learn. I'm actually starting my Ruru promotions. So I want to learn this stuff myself, and if I screw up, then I screw up. But if in the past I had managers and they screwed up, and I don't want to blame nobody else. I want to do this by myself, and learn everything, learn the business and stuff like that behind it.
So are you going now? Obviously, you're with Matchroom, but are you going to remain without a manager?
For right now, I think so. I mean, maybe I might need one later down the line, but as far as right now, yeah, I mean, I did this deal by myself. I was a free agent. I did this deal by myself, and maybe a manager maybe could have got me something better, but at the same time, for the money they charge, it probably will be
Yeah.
it probably won't make sense anyway. So
What
yeah,
is it?
I don't know.
10%, 20%? What do they charge?
Well, I don't. Some managers charge 20%, some charge 10. But even me, I didn't. Nah, I had people on 5%. I
Ah.
don't, I don't, nah, I don't do that. I mean, some managers. My first manager had me for like 33%, but
Whoa.
now like, nah, yeah, exactly. So it's like they taking a lot of your money and they not really doing everything for you. So it's like and I won't say that people don't need managers because they definitely do. But me, I have a team around me, so it's not like I'm just doing everything by myself. But I am sitting in those meetings with the people that I need to sit in the meetings with. I'm talking to them directly instead of having a third party talk to them.
And how's it going? So, I mean, obviously you haven't fought yet, but just this fight week and the build up, how do you feel about the decision working with Matchroom?
I love it so far. Everything is cool. Everything is good. I mean, we had this fight. It was like I said, when I met with Eddie, he already had the fight planned out in his head at the Smoothie King on the 17th. So right now everything is going smooth. Everything is cool. Everything is normal to me. I don't feel like no pressure, nothing like that, because like this is home. All my people, like we did a run a few weeks ago when I was out here in New Orleans training in training camp, and then we just did one Monday, and all those are my people, you know. So like, and the thing about New Orleans is a very very small city. It's a big small city basically, and everybody's connected some type of way. So most likely in the Smoothie King, I will be connected to all those people there. So it's not,
Wow.
you know, I don't feel like pressure, nothing like that. I'm just ready to go out there, have fun.
Yeah, I saw the run that you did, run with Regis on Monday. Why is that important? For, like most fighters just want to be kind of left alone on fight week and not run with 100 other people. Why do you feel the need to do that?
Right. It was just something cool to do. We did it. I honestly, I'd rather be left alone too
Okay.
myself, not gonna.
I appreciate
I'd
you being
rather be
honest.
left alone. Yeah, I'd rather be left alone, especially on fight week. But it was farther out. It was on Monday, and so it was cool. Just had the people run with me because we did one when I was in, because I came out here. I trained out here for 2 weeks, and we did one. We did a run, and you know it was a lot of people came out there. So we just was like, all right, let's do it. Let's just do another one. You know, just for the, you know, for the cameras, for the media, and just have the people come out and support. And we, you know, just I get more. I feel like to get more buzz behind the fight too.
Were you surprised at how Teofimo Lopez looked on Saturday? Were you surprised that he beat Josh Taylor? Of course, you know Josh, like you said, you fought him a couple of years ago. Ultimately, were you surprised with any component of that fight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm happy for him. Yeah, I'm definitely surprised. I thought Josh Taylor was gonna whoop him. I did interviews, you know,
Wow.
weeks ago. I was like, man, Josh Taylor gonna beat him. I don't think it's gonna be close. And he made Josh Taylor look very ordinary. Like he didn't. Josh Taylor didn't look like the former undisputed champion. Teo made him, you know, basically made him look bad.
Yeah, I saw interviews with you before the fight, and you were just talking about like, oh, maybe this fight gets me the Josh Taylor rematch. Like you weren't even considering a Teofimo
Right.
win, right?
No, I wasn't at all. No, I definitely wasn't. I was, you know, for me, I was looking forward to Josh Taylor, fighting Josh Taylor again for the belt.
Do you believe that Lopez is actually retired?
No, obviously, nah. I mean, listen. He wants his money. You know, he said he made $1 million, and that is terrible. If he made $1 million for that fight, that is crumbs. Like that, he definitely deserves more. So I think that yeah, he's going to retire until, you know, he gets the money that, you know, I feel like he does deserve. He does deserve way more money. Now 9 figures, he probably don't get that, but you know, if he fights a big fight next fight, he might get 8. So no, I don't think he's retired, but you know, I think he just wants his money just like everybody else. So, I think he'll come back for the right price.
I know you were probably focused on your thing, but you know, even on the Saturday of that fight, a lot of people were saying like he shouldn't be fighting. He's not in the right mental space. There's alarming things that he's saying. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he's a little too all over the place right now?
I feel like mentally, yeah, he is all over the place. But you know, he came out and did the job.
Yeah.
You know, like he did the job. So you know, if we looking at that, if we looking at personal things, personal reasons, maybe he shouldn't have fought. But if we looking at boxing, that's what we do. He fought, he won, and he looked good doing it. So you know, it all depends on, you know, like what you rather.
Now that he won, you were talking about Josh before, but now that he won, is the hope that if all goes well for you on Saturday, that you get that fight?
Definitely, for sure. Well, he got to come out of retirement first.
Yeah. Well,
Basically,
you don't
he's
believe
still.
him anyway. Could that happen?
I
Have you?
don't believe. I don't believe him, but maybe, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, for me, I can't. I never overlook my opponents. I still have to worry about Saturday. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of big fights at 40, and you know, for me, I thought I wanted the Josh Taylor rematch. That would have been huge if me and him would have fought. For, you know, he would have had a belt. I have a belt. That would have been a big thing. But now I think that if me and Tio fight, that might be even bigger than me and Josh Taylor, and it won't have to happen. We won't even have to discuss going overseas. It'll be in the United States for sure.
Right. Would you be okay with fighting him in New York?
No, I don't think so. Nah, I did the hometown things before. My last fight, I fought Zepeda in LA, which is his hometown. The good thing about LA is I used to live there, so it was his hometown. He's from there, but I used to live there, so I had a lot of support also. But I don't think I would want to, go to New York because I'm basically I call shot too. I'm a champion. He's a champion, and I'm a champion. So I think that with that you do that on the neutral ground. I learned my mistake already before with the Josh Taylor thing, going all the way to the UK, and I was a champion, number one seed, and I went there, which was a bad business decision.
You regret that?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I should. I still, the fight. I don't regret the fight, but because I became better and I became hungry after the fight. But the business decision behind that, it was, it was stupid. Like, like if I was in my position I'm in right now as my own manager, I'd be like, hell no, I'm not going over there. Why would I go over there if I'm the at the time I was the world champion. I was number one in the world. I was the number one seed in the tournament, and I had to go over there. Like they wanted me to go to the UK to fight, and it was just like basically it's just a dumb decision, especially if you don't have to. If you don't world like if I wasn't the world champion, he was a world champion, then yeah, all right, I have to go over there. But I was the world champion. I was the number one seed, and it didn't. It really was just it was a dumb decision for me to go that way.
Would you advise more fighters to not have a manager, or do you have to be a certain status to go that route?
No, you have to be a certain status for sure. I would advise fighters to have a manager. I've been doing it. I've been pro for 10 years right now, and I'm a little older. I read a lot, and I study a lot. I know about the boxing game, so that's why I feel like I can take control of myself right now. And like I said, I'm not 100% sure that I won't have a manager for the rest of my career. I mean, I might get one later. I might need a manager later, but just right now that I just feel like I didn't need a manager. I don't need a manager right now. But now I think fighters should have a manager, but it all depends on the percentage and what the managers are doing. I've had managers in the past that, basically I could have did a better job.
Mm. What was your experience like fighting on that Triller card, the Jake Paul, Ben Askren card at that empty stadium? What was that? That was the Mercedes-Benz Stadium right in Atlanta, which was
Atlanta.
It was super weird that they booked such a big stadium and no fans were there. What was your experience like fighting for them?
It was weird. That was just like the whole show. I don't even like to watch my fight on TV on YouTube or nothing like that because it's just like it was just weird. Like it didn't feel like a fight. Like for me, I fought Ivan Redcatch. I sparred Ivan before, so it was obviously I never took him light, but I just I knew what he had already. So, but everybody when I fought that fight, everybody was just walking around real loose. It was like a party. It was just I was literally like one of the only real boxers on the card, and I was like taking it serious, like me on fight week, like I'm doing right now. I usually just stay in my room. I stay in my hotel. I don't really go out unless I need to do media, go train, stuff like that. But they had people walking all around. They was all walking all around Atlanta, just people just having fun because it wasn't that serious. But for me, I just like I don't even like watching that fight.
How do you feel about this influencer boxing stuff? Do you feel like it's ruining boxing, hurting boxing?
I don't think it's hurting boxing. I think the only thing that can hurt boxing is boxing itself when with the real boxers. I think the influence of boxing it is what it is. It's influence of boxing. Like people don't look at them and think they're real boxers. They look at them like, yeah, they're influencers and that's it. I think that it's getting more eyes, maybe for like the young kids. But yeah, it's just for me. I think that the real boxing they look at it as just as influencer boxing, and that's what it is.
And I just learned this yesterday from MMAfighting.com. You sparred Nathan Diaz. Weird story though.
Uh-huh.
You weren't supposed to spar him. You were full. You had just eaten, and his guy didn't show up, and you sparred him.
Mm-hmm.
But that aside, were you impressed with his boxing skills? And did you know who he was when you were sparring him?
Of course. So I definitely knew who he was.
Okay.
I don't even know why we went to the gym that night because I had a chef. He literally served me the biggest plate of shrimp pasta ever, and I was like, my stomach was full, and I just finished eating, and I think I went in there one of my friends had somebody sparring somebody else, and so we came just to watch him spar. He wanted me to watch him spar, and then Nate was in there. He was supposed to spar, and like his sparring partner didn't show up, and they was asking me like, "You want to spar?" I'm like, "Yeah." I literally just finished eating, like I said, a huge plate of shrimp pasta. But I was like, yeah, I'll spar Nate. It's cool. And we literally just beat each other up. Like, it wasn't no boxing. It wasn't no movement. It was just like we just fought like the whole time. I think we did 5 or 6 rounds, and we literally just fought. That's all. I couldn't do nothing because I was full. My stomach was full with pasta. And we just literally just fought.
Were you impressed by him, by his box? You know, a lot of boxers don't think too highly of MMA fighters and their boxing skills. What did you make of his?
The main thing he was real tough. I mean, I hit Nick with a lot of punches, and he's just real tough. As far as his boxing, like you said, you can't really compare it to our boxing because it's a little different. But I can see why he has so much success in the MMA and UFC just because he does know how to throw his hands. You know, it's not like he's you can. I've been in there with some MMA fighters. They don't know what to do with their hands. They lost against a boxer. But he still he landed some punches on me, and so it was good sparring.
You think he beats Jake?
At this stage, I don't know. I just think he's older. Jake is big. He's stronger. He's naturally the bigger man. He's younger. He's naturally bigger, stronger. I think a younger Nate Diaz would have just whooped Jake. But now I really don't know. I would lean more towards Jake just because he's bigger. But if Nate could take Jake Paul's punches, he'll beat him because Nate is like but he's like a heavy bag. Like you can hit him and hit him and hit him, and it's nothing happens. And that if you have that mental pressure on you, the whole fight, Jake Paul might break. But it depends on how much Nate Diaz has left.
Is it true someone stole your Rougarou mask?
It is. Yeah, I don't know what's that.
That's
Literally don't
fucked
know.
up.
I don't know if I left it. I don't know if I left it in Dubai because I fought the last time I wore it was in Dubai, and I don't know if I left it out there or not. I literally don't know, but I don't have it. It's gone.
So, do you have a new one?
I don't. I don't have a new one. No, I have something else for the walkout. I'll surprise y'all. I have something else for the walkout.
Okay.
I think it's way better. So yeah, I
Okay.
guess it's the end of the Rougarou match. That's
Wow.
it.
Is the walkout, is it like New Orleans inspired? Do you have some like local flair to it? A little Mardi Gras maybe? You
Yeah,
were just in the parade, right? So maybe like your own little mini Mardi Gras parade to the ring, something like that?
I'm. You gotta watch it,
All
man.
right,
That's
fine.
all.
All
You
right,
gotta
fine,
watch.
fine, fine.
I,
Uh,
I do have a fire walkout.
okay. By the way, what was it like meeting AI?
Oh man, that was legendary. And listen, like so, we was in Vegas for the fight. I was in my room. My wife, she gambles. I'm not a gambler. I don't care about gambling. So she was down gambling. This was our last night in Vegas, and she was just gonna gamble until it was time to go. Our flight was like 6 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And so one of her friends, like, she texted me like, "Man, AI down here," and I was hearing that AI was down there, all night gambling. I was like, man, I don't care about no AI. Like, I care, like, that's my idol, but I was like, man, he probably not gonna, I probably won't be able to get a picture or nothing like that with him. So I went down and I saw him, I walked past him, and he kind of looked up, but didn't really, not too much. And so then I went and sit by my wife, she was gambling. And then after it was time to go, so I walked over there and I was going to ask him for like a picture, but he had his friends around. So it looked like, because I saw other people asking for a picture and it's just like he didn't want to be bothered. And so I was like, all right, I get the vibe. But then Jean Pascal was there. And I know him. I'm cool with Jean Pascal. Me and him partied and stuff in Dubai before. So I was over there and I was standing, they was talking and their back was to me. And I was standing behind Jean Pascal just to holler at him. But he was talking to AI. And so the AI turned around first and he was like, "Oh, my dog, my man." And he knew me. I was like, "Damn, that's crazy, bro. Like, you
Wow.
literally he knew who I was because AI is actually a boxing fan. So
Yeah.
he knew me, he knew who I was, and we was just talking, man. We chopped it up. He actually gave me his number and all that. So like that was just like that was like real fire to like yo idol, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's only for me, it's only a certain people that I really looked up to growing up. Besides like it was like Muhammad Ali. Obviously, I never met him. Probably, obviously, I never meet him until next life. But Ray Robinson, same thing, never meet him. But like the living Kobe, never meet him. But like the living people is like Lil Wayne. I've been around Lil Wayne a bunch. Mike Tyson, I met Mike Tyson. I met AI, and for me, yeah, that's that like maybe like a Michael Jackson or something like somebody like huge like that. But I literally met all my idols already. Like the people I really looked up to since I was young, I met them all. So, I mean, that was just man, it was crazy meeting AI.
By the way, you know Daniel Cormier?
Of course, I know DC. Yeah,
I just
I know
want
him. He was at my He was
Okay,
at my fight, and
because
I first won the championship. He was at my fight.
he claims to be like the king of Louisiana. So I just was wondering like who was bigger, you or him? You know, as
I have we let's just say we different sports. That's all. We'll just say we in different
God.
MMA. He's MMA. I'm boxing. I think he has his. He has his history. I have mine. He's from Lafayette.
Yeah.
I'm from New Orleans. I'm pretty sure he did some historical stuff in the MMA, and already I did some historical stuff in boxing. I'm the only 2-time world champion from New Orleans. So, and I gotta look up his record, his stats and stuff like that. But I know he did his own thing too. So,
Hey, he never
you know,
headlined Smoothie King.
he never headlined Smoothie King. So,
That's another
man, we
notch.
got beat on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we different sports. He's MMA. I'm boxing. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Two last quick things. What's up with Adrian Broner? You think he was purposely not saying your name? You think like, and why do you want an Adrian Broner fight? I feel like you're on a totally different path.
Just because I always want that fight. I mean, I know people saying, man, why would you want to fight Adrian Broner? That why? But it's a fight I wanted for like 6-7 years. I literally wanted that fight for 6-7, like a long time. So it's like that for me, that never changed. And Adrian Broner still has a name, basically. Obviously, I think that it is a different level. I still want to fight Josh Taylor again. Even though he lost, I still want to fight Josh Taylor. I still want to fight Adrian Broner. That is 2 fights that I still want to fight. Before he retires, before I retire, I still want to fight those guys. So yeah, that's why he didn't say my name.
All right. You're currently a minus 1,600 favorite. Your opponent, Danielito Zorrilla, is a plus 850. When you hear things like that, and then it's the New Orleans stuff and the homecoming, and you're with the new promoter, like how do you block all of that out? When everyone's like, "Oh, this is like a homecoming. It's not even a fight. Like this is going to be a big celebration, a coronation, if you will." How do you not feed into all of that stuff?
Well, I didn't hear about that. You the first one told me that, so thank you for that. You the first one told about the eyes. But I just, for me, man, I don't care about that. I have to go out and do my thing. I hold the belt, the WBC belt at 140. I feel like I'm the best in the world. So everybody that fights me, they're gonna come out. And in my head, I have to overestimate my opponent. I can't underestimate him. I never want to underestimate my opponent. I have to overestimate him and think that he's way better. And in my head, he is. He's going to give me. I feel like I want to feel like he's going to give me props. He's going to give me trouble. So I don't. It is a homecoming, but I still have to go out there and perform. I still got to go out there and do my job and perform. And then after that, then we can say, all right, it was a homecoming. But it's still not. I still didn't fight yet, so right. I still have to go out there and do that. I still have to focus on him.
Good luck, my man. Great to have you on the show. I really enjoyed it. Wish you the best. Can't wait for the fight on Saturday. Take care.
Yep, thank you.
There he is, Regis Prograis of New Orleans, Louisiana. Rougarou doesn't have his mask, but he says he's going to have a better walkout with something even cooler than the mask. His mask is legendary.